Then, shall we go into another deadly judgment? Deadly something? Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial, so your votes will determine the results. If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one, then I'll punish everyone besides the Blacken. And the one that deceived everyone else will graduate. Okay, well, I'll leave the rest up to you.
What?
I'm just remembering how bullshit this case is. Like, it's not bullshit as in it's bad, it's just like, it's like an absolute shit show. I really don't know how to say it without, you know, spoiling, so. Alright. Well then, let's discuss the specifics of the victim. First, we need to clarify who exactly the unidentified victim is. Like, it all makes sense.
No explanation.
It all makes sense at the end, but like at the end of the game, not at the end of this trial. But Kyoko's standing right there.
No, that's a ghost.
But she has legs and stuff.
Well, that's just because she's like the latest evolution in ghost technology. Oh, God, I hate your hero.
There's a limit to how much ridiculousness I can tolerate. Okay, so I just have to prove that the corpse isn't Kyoko's, right? Then let's compare Kyoko's traits to the traits of the dead body. Her traits? One important trait Kyoko has that proves the body doesn't belong to her. Kyoko's gloves. I'm talking about her gloves. They'll give us some insight into the mystery, I'm sure of it. It's kind of funny how the first part of this trial is proving that Kyoko's not a ghost.
Yeah.
In that case, I think it would be helpful if someone explained why she actually wears those gloves. And would you happen to know the answer? In fact, Monokuma told me. Apparently you have scars on your hands you don't want anyone to see. You know, now that I think about it, the corpse wasn't wearing any gloves, right?
They probably just get burned up in the explosion. I'm not convinced. The ghosts are trying to fool us all.
There's no way that corpse was Kyoko. But if I can prove why, we're gonna be stuck here and the case won't move forward. So I don't have any choice but to...
I actually gotta go down to the toilet.
Fake nails. That Kyoko there is just a ghost. Impossible. Okay, then prove it. Prove she's not a ghost. He got burned up in the explosion. And she was wearing gloves before the explosion? Well, yeah, prove me. She must have been wearing gloves. Corpse is absolutely Kyoko. The entire discussion is idiotic. No, there's no way the corpse was wearing gloves. Whoever it was, they were wearing fake nails, remember? I imagine trying to wear gloves over nails like that would have been a pretty big pain. Besides, Kyoko wears gloves to hide her hands, right? It'd be pretty weird for someone who's self-conscious about their hands to wear fake nails, don't you think? Jeez, man, you don't know women, huh? You're complicated like that. If anyone doesn't know women, it's you. Well, Kyoko, any thoughts? These gloves were custom made to the size of my hands to make sure they don't interfere with my daily life. If I wore fake nails, the glove wouldn't fit properly. Then that's that. The dead body doesn't belong to Kyoko. Which should have been obvious since she's standing right here. Okay, so then who's the real victim? First we need to figure that out. That's the first thing I said. You're the one who's been dragging us around in circles. For anything, we have to identify the victim. Everything starts from there. Tattoo on the right hand. Kyoko really is still alive. Then who died? There's gotta be a way to figure it out. I don't think so. The face was scorched beyond recognition. And there wasn't any description in the Monokuma file. We can't even identify the body. I'm repeating the audios? What do you mean? There was one clue left behind that we can use to identify the body. Also, hello Samuel, nice to meet you. What? For real? You're lying. You'll die a cruel and unusual death. Cruel and unusual death? This I gotta see. She's just being stupid. Ignore them, Makoto. Tell us what you're talking about. The key to figuring out who it was is the tattoo on the back of her hand. Oh yeah, the design's pretty strange, huh? Is this a dog? Her master must have made him get it to be like, you're my bitch. Seriously? You really did something that humiliating? No, that's not it. The identity of the victim is hidden within that tattoo. Whoa, really? If you compare the tattoo to the other information we have, the victim's identity should be clear. The Fenrir Mercenary Corps. That's the name of the military group Mukuro Ikuzawa belonged to. Okay, so? To show that they're a member of the team, each soldier that joins the squad would get a tattoo representing Fenrir somewhere on their body. Fenrir? The image that represents Fenrir is... Wolf? Wolf. The representation of Fenrir is a wolf. Fenrir, the wolf of Ragnarok. It's from Norse mythology, a huge world-ending wolf beast. He's the child of the trickster god Loki and a female giant. Man, after all this time... Oh, that's what they mean. Okay. Yeah, we are voicing over the Japanese audio. Man, after all this time, we finally got a glimpse of the literary all-star. A wolf tattoo? Then that means... Exactly. The body we found had a tattoo of a wolf. Which means that the person must have once belonged to Fenrir. So it must have been Mukuro. Welcome back. Interesting time.
What?
Hold on. Isn't she the one that was behind this whole time? You sound surprised, but you're absolutely right. Yes, indeed. The trial this time is to solve the murder of Mukuro Ikuzawa. What? Are you saying the mastermind is dead and now we have to have a class trial? No, it means we were wrong to think that Mukuro was the mastermind at all. But, I mean, being the ultimate despair seems like a pretty mastermind title to me. Maybe we shouldn't have been thinking of her as the ultimate despair in the first place. After all, looking at her profile, I didn't see anything that would fit such a description. All it said was that she was the ultimate soldier. If I remember correctly, that other information came from Kyoko. That's what you told Makoto, right?
So, that means Kyoko got it wrong?
Then, who was she? Who was Mukuro Ikuzawa? She's been gone this whole time, and when she finally turns up, she gets killed. Usually there's a scene where an important character dies. It has a lot more detail. So you're saying she wasn't an important character? Which would mean she was the same as us, just another participant.
Then who's the real mastermind?
It must have been the Hope Speak Academy headmaster after all. No, the headmaster has nothing to do with it. But how can we trust that? We already know your information about Mukuro was wrong. My information was not wrong. Okay. We're in the middle of a trial right now. Figuring out who killed Mukuro is first and foremost. Please limit all future prattle, chatter, and chit-chat as much as possible. Fine. Uncovering the identity of the mastermind will have to wait. But remember this, no matter what happens, we will find out who you really are. I stake my family name on it. I have officially decided to completely ignore all such attempts at provocation. Now then, just so nobody's confused, let me state this one more time for the record. The reason we're having a class trial is because a murder among the students has taken place. Hammer that point straight into your big old brains. What you're saying is that both the victim and the culprit are part of the student's body? Then, one of us killed Mukuro?
Wait, no. There's a chance that there's a mystery 17th person who's been hiding all along. Idiot.
Nope, there are only 16 students in total that have been taking part in these events.
Seriously? One of us killed Mukuro?
Who did it? Who's the killer this time? Get a hold of yourself. We've already narrowed down the list of possible suspects. Huh? I'm sure you realize who I'm talking about, right, Makoto? Who the evidence points to? Based on what we know, there can only be two. Toko and Genocide Jack. You've narrowed it down to Kyoko and me, right? Why do you say that? Allow me to explain. Just after nighttime last night, I went to the garden so I can confirm that at that point, there was no dead body there. So, the murder must have taken place after I left the garden. However, Hiro, Toko, Hina, and I were in the gym the entire time. The gym? That's right. The four of us were there trying to dismantle Monokuma. The whole time we were very careful not to go anywhere alone. We even went to the bathroom in pairs. All of which is to say, the four of us all have alibis. The only ones without alibis are me and Makoto. That's why you're able to narrow down the list of suspects. Exactly so. So the only suspects now are me and Kyoko. Damn it! I can't let this stand. Somehow I have to clear my name. I have something I'd like to say regarding the whole alibi thing. Are you thinking of raising an objection? Well, before that, I just want to try and get a better idea of what time the murder took place. Doing that might reveal some kind of clue. Whatever you want, somebody go ahead and help him out.
Me and Byakuya can both confirm that the body wasn't in the garden at... Well, it was after nighttime for sure, I'd say. It must have been around 10 o'clock. So the murder must have happened after 10 p.m.
Then I guess we can say the time frame for the murder was between then and when we found the body? Oh, but what time did we find the body?
The one who saw the body first was Toko, right? When she went to go to get the pickaxe.
So what time was the body discovered? At 9? The body must have been discovered at 9 a.m. since that's when Toko went to get the pickaxe. Now then, Toko, what time is it? Well, when we left the gym, it was just before 9 o'clock, so it's probably 9 on the dot now. Okay, go get the pickaxe and be back here by 9:01. He's right, it had to be around then.
So we can be totally sure the murder happened sometimes between 10 at night and 9 in the morning.
For me, I was already asleep before nighttime hit, so I don't have an alibi after 10 o'clock. But I'm sure I met up with everyone else before 9 this morning. We ran into each other in the dining hall, right? That was around... Oh yeah, right around 7:30. I remember checking right before I went in, so I'm totally sure about it.
Which means from 10 p.m. to 7:30 a.m., you don't have an alibi.
The murder happened between 10 p.m. and 9 a.m., and I don't have an alibi from 10 p.m. till 7:30. Okay then, it looks like the game has begun. If I can't provide an alibi for that period, Then I just have to prove the murder didn't happen during the time I don't have an alibi. To do that, I have to make it clear when the body ended up in the garden. The sprinkles. Something with the sprinkles. Sprinklers... Yeah, sprinklers, okay. Coder doesn't have an alibi. Establish the time frame of the murder. Took place somewhere around between 10 o'clock at night. Wait, is that it? Is that just it? Oh, okay. Oh, hi, X. 8 hours, yeah. I'm crazy about these JRPGs.
Yeah,
we're sort of overdoing it.
Actually, the murder couldn't have happened anywhere near 10 o'clock. If it had to have taken place way later. And what makes you say that? Because of the sprinklers in the garden. The sprinklers are set to go off right at 7:30 every morning, right? Wait, hold on. Oh. So if the body has been in the garden before 7:30, then it should have been completely soaked. Hold on, I remember this part perfectly. The body was wet, dripping wet in fact. Sorry, Toko, but you're wrong. I'm wrong? How? Are you saying only the mouth down south was wet? How dare you use such indecent words? No, I'm saying that the body was wet, but not because of the sprinklers. What do you mean? By denying the sprinkler, are you trying to deny my entire existence?
Man, you're a totally wacko.
If you really think it wasn't a sprinkler, you'd better tell us why. You need to prove that it wasn't the sprinklers that got the body wet. All you have to do is hit Toko with certain evidence and that should do it. Okay, so the bucket, the water bucket. If you look at the body itself, that should make it clear. Oh, great. Bullet time event, or whatever it's called. Fuck.
You can do it, I believe in you.
How can you say it wasn't the sprinklers? Exploded body analysis.
She looks like she got gut punched.
Just remember what the body was like after the explosion, and you'll see why it wasn't the sprinklers. The top half of the body was wet, yes, but the bottom half was completely dry. If the sprinklers got the body wet, shouldn't the whole body have been wet? So they only got the top wet? The bottom was completely dry? What a brutal maniac. I'm so sick of her. Let's just move on. The reason only the top half was wet was because... while the body was still on fire, I doused it with water, but only the part on fire, the top half. Oh, then I guess the sprinklers really didn't do it. So, if the sprinklers didn't get the body wet, then the murder must have taken place sometime after the sprinklers turned on at 7:30 in the morning.
Which means she must have been killed sometime between then and when the body was discovered at 9.
But Makoto's alibi was only missing from 10 o'clock last night to 7:30 this morning, right?
So there's no way Makoto could have done it. I guess you had an alibi after all. Good for you.
In which case, the only one left without an alibi is Kyoko. Kyoko's the only one without an alibi, which would mean that Makoto's killer is... No, I refuse to believe it. Kyoko murdered someone? That's... I would just like to say one thing. If you vote for me and I die here, the mystery of this school will stay hidden forever. Which is why I can't let that happen. Huh? So are you saying you're not the culprit? Of course I'm not. I have no reason to kill anyone. This is a trap the mastermind has laid for us. A trap? We're this far into the game and now you decide to blame me? Stop wasting time. Stop wasting energy. You really think your little trick is gonna work? Shut up, you. You got it, boss. Shutting up now. Anyway, Kyoko, you actually did have a reason to kill her. Huh? She did? She thought Mukuro was the ultimate despair. In other words, the mastermind behind everything. So she killed her to try and put a stop to all this. Isn't that right, Kyoko? But you made one catastrophic mistake. Mukuro wasn't the mastermind at all. And as a result, we were forced into another trial. Something I'm sure you weren't at all expecting. So, that was her motive?
If she had a motive and no alibi, well then, I think it's pretty clear Kyoko's gotta be the culprit.
I'm not the only one without an alibi. Makoto's explanation is still insufficient. Maybe I'll join? We'll see. I do have stuff to do tomorrow, but maybe I can try and stop by. Enjoy your game, X. Or enjoy your lurking. I'm not the only one without an alibi. Makoto's explanation is still insufficient. Huh? The sprinklers didn't get the body wet, but that doesn't mean the murder happened when he said it did. What are you? Because you see, there is a way that the body could have avoided getting wet. Interesting. I'm listening. All it would take is covering the body with a certain something to keep it from getting wet. A certain something at the scene was used to cover the body? Could it have been the tarp? You're talking about the tarp, aren't you? You catch on quick. You're right. All you'd have to do is cover the body with the tarp. And that would take care of the water. In fact, that's exactly what the killer did. The dirt pattern on the tarp can attest to that. Only one side of the tarp got dirty, because that side got covered in water. The side that faced down over the body, meanwhile, kept perfectly clean. This proves that the killer used the tarp to keep the body from getting soaked. But why would they go through all that effort just to keep the body from getting wet? Most likely so they could cloud the issue of when the murder actually took place. In other words, to create an excuse exactly like the one Makoto just gave us. Okay, Maki. Why would Kyoko say that? Why would she want me to look like the killer? No, I can't think of that right now. That tarp, if it was used the way Kyoko said, the tarp must have touched the body, right? But the body... Wait, something's not right. And what might that be? I can't worry about Kyoko's motivations. If I don't do something, everyone's gonna think I'm the killer. I have to refute what Kyoko said. Is it because the body didn't get dirty before the explosion? By covering the body with the tarp, the killer prevented it from getting wet.
So the reason the tarp was only dirty on one side is because the sprinkler got side wet.
But the other side of that tarp, it was totally spotless, right?
It's because that side was protected from the water. Since it was facing down toward the body, of course it didn't get dirty.
I think that was the first time Makoto actually took a part in a non-stop debate.
Yeah.
Usually he just shoots the bullets.
I mean, this time he had to refute instead of arguing.
Yeah. Actually, one side being clean is pretty strange if you think about it. Because the blood wasn't dry before the body got blown up, right? Byakuya said it himself, not to touch it or you might get someone new. If you put a tarp on a body in that state, it absolutely would have gotten blood on it.
Well, maybe the culprit washed it, so nobody would know they'd used it.
If they had, they would have washed both sides. Just washing one side wouldn't hide anything.
Yeah, true.
More than that, what if the very blood we saw on the body was meant as a kind of camouflage? Huh? The body was camouflage? What if after the killer used the tarp to avoid the sprinklers, they then covered the body in blood that didn't belong to the victim? You mean someone else's blood? Where would they get something like that? careful.
I know. They could have grabbed some of the blood packs from the nurse's office. That's what Hifumi did, right? When he pretended to be dead?
No, that's not what happened this time. The killer got the blood from right there in the garden. They got blood from right there in the garden? Right? Which must mean...
Clock and bell.
Could it have been chicken blood? What? Chicken blood? When I checked the chicken coop before the murder, there were 5 chickens. But after the murder, there were only 4.
So you're saying someone killed a chicken and then covered the body with its blood? Man, that's messed up!
Killing a living thing just to do something like that is awful. They should have at least eaten it. I wonder if the killer had to get the blood from the scene so they wouldn't be spotted walking around. Anyway, there's no denying that a chicken went missing, which provides a basis for my theory. Perhaps. But even so, there's one thing that still doesn't make sense. So the culprit used the tarp to avoid the water, and then covered the blood, right? But if that's the case, then the blood should have soaked into the ground around the body. But that's not what we saw. Only the victim's clothing had blood on it. The ground was completely clean. I have to agree, that certainly is strange. Maybe they didn't apply the blood at the scene. Maybe they covered the coat in blood beforehand. They covered it beforehand? When you discovered the body, was it wearing the coat like it normally would? I think so. Oh, wait, no. The head was through the neck hole, but the arms were in the sleeves. Then, that settles it. Sorry, I'm having a tough time keeping up. What settles what? Here's what happened. The murder took place before the sprinklers went off. But the body didn't get wet, because the killer covered it up with the tarp. Then, later, at the same time the killer was gathering up the tarp, they pulled the coat over the body. The coat did already covered in blood. The series of cover-ups was meant to disguise the actual time the murder occurred. They wanted us to think the murder happened sometime after the sprinklers had gone off at 7:30. If that's actually what took place, it certainly becomes possible that the murder happened earlier. But to pull all that off, wouldn't they have had to go back to the garden after the sprinklers turned off? That actually would have been all that difficult. Huh? They already had the coat ready, so they just had to grab the tarp and pull the coat over the body. They would be done in no time. Maybe, but still. Hina, after you met with Makoto in the dining hall, did you two stay together from that point on? Oh no, I headed off to the gym and Makoto didn't show up until later. Then he had plenty of time to spare, wouldn't you say? That's not... Don't bother saying it's not possible. I must admit, Kyoko's reasoning is sound. Makoto's alibi is inadequate. And the suspicion falls back on me again. But why? Why is Kyoko trying to entrap me? I don't understand. Oh, okay. Well then, it looks like we're back to square one. Makoto's alibi is no good, so once again our suspects are him and Kyoko.
For serious? Man, which one of them did it? Hey! Why don't we let luck decide? Let's flip a coin! 50-50 odds!
Oh!
See? Pretty good idea, right?
No, not that. I just remember something super serious. Well, don't just stand there. Out with it. You know that knife we found all black and burnt? Len.
The one we found stuck in the body before it exploded, right? According to the Monokuma file, the knife went all the way through, from front to back. So, what about it?
I'm pretty sure I'd seen that knife somewhere before. I mean, Makoto has pretty much to do everything as well. That's what I thought when I first saw it. I just remembered. Listen, more important. Now that we have the knife, what are we gonna do with it?
We can't let Toko keep it, that's for sure. We don't know what she might do.
I don't want it anyway. So what to do? Why don't you hang on to it, Makoto? Huh? Me? It's the knife we gave to Makoto? You don't seem surprised. You must have noticed earlier. Yeah. Then why did you hide that fact? It's not that I hid it, it's just... I couldn't be sure of what actually happened last night. I thought maybe I really did kill her.
Suspicious. Very suspicious indeed. The knife we found stuck on the body came from Makoto. Now I'm totally convinced he did it. 12,000% convinced.
Considering everything up until now, I should be able to make it clear. I have to prove that I didn't murder anyone. I'm not the killer. Okay, we just got the disguised dead body, so I'm assuming that's gonna... Okay, there it is, okay. The knife we found lodged in the dead body. There's no doubt about it. It's the same one we gave to Makoto. It really is, isn't it? I was afraid of that.
If you did have that knife before, then... that seals it! Makoto did it!
Just because I had a knife once, that automatically makes me the killer?
Well, getting stabbed is what killed her, right?
Fuck.
So there's no question. You took that knife of yours and killed her with it.
What a horrible man you are, Makoto. We've already established that the coat was put on the body after the tarp was removed, which means when the knife was thrust through the coat into the body. Wait, hold on. The stab wound isn't what killed Makoto. That should be clear from the description of the cover-up we just heard.
Lies! We never talked about what killed her.
No, don't you remember? The killer covered the dead body with the tarp, and then put the bloody coat on it, right? In other words, the victim never wore that bloodstained coat until after they were dead.
Okay, fine. So what?
So when we discovered the body, the knife had been thrust through the coat along with the body. Meaning, if she wasn't stabbed until the coat was put on, she was already dead at that point. Obviously, the stab wound isn't what killed her.
Maybe you stabbed her twice. Once to kill her, once to cover it up.
The victim was stabbed twice in the same spot? No, there's no way that's possible. The exact condition of the body was written down for everyone to see. The Monokuma file clearly states that there was only one stab wound.
Oh yeah, sure did. I totally forgot about that.
Then the knife was just another piece of camouflage set up by the true killer. They probably stabbed her to draw attention away from what actually killed her. Exploding the body afterward was probably meant to do the same thing. The explosion severely damaged the body, making it impossible to know what really killed her. It was all the killer's attempt to destroy all evidence of their crime. So they wanted us to notice the stab wound and then detonated the body afterward. They meant for us to latch onto the knife as the cause of death, then destroy any evidence proving otherwise. Oh hey, I have a question. It kinda goes back to the beginning, but what's the deal with that explosion anyway? Why'd the body just blow up all of a sudden like that? If you bothered to put that lump of gray matter between your ears to use, you know the answer. Well, if you're so smart, just tell me.
I'll tell you. I bet some unknown quantum particle caused an atomic level spontaneous combustion.
I might be dumb, but even I'm not dumb enough to believe that. Go ahead, Makoto. Tell her or we won't make any headway on this. There's only one explanation I can think of. The fragments. Wait, what? Oh, there it is. After the explosion, we found a tiny fragment of something on the ground near the body, right? That fragment reveals the cause of the explosion. Huh? You know, I feel like I've seen something like it somewhere before. That's only natural, because of course... We saw the same thing when we dismantled Monokuma. It's part of a bomb. Oh, then the explosion was because of the Monokuma bomb. Anyway, the culprit's motive is becoming more and more obvious by the minute. They wanted the knife one to look like the fatal injury so that we would suspect Makoto. And the only one who would benefit from that is the only other possible suspect, you, Kyoko. Hold on a second, Byakuya. What's the problem? Well, I just feel like we need to think this through. We still don't know what actually killed the victim. That's true. It's definitely bugging me. What really killed her? Fine, I have no problem with that. Let us continue the debate. We won't change the facts of the case regardless. We need to determine what ultimately killed the victim. I need to concentrate. Okay, that's just not it. Then shall we continue with the debate? The victim's fatal injury has yet to be determined, correct? The explosion didn't kill her for sure, I guess.
Oh yeah, she was already totally dead when that happened.
It wasn't because of the knife, right? There's only one other thing.
Oh yeah, according to the Monokuma file. That's gotta be it. There was evidence that showed she was hit on the back of her head.
And more than that. The victims had suffered countless wounds across her entire body. The knife was a cover-up, and all those other wounds of her body weren't fresh. She only leaves.
Wouldn't there be countless wounds and...
No. Countless wounds is something else, for sure. Oh, fatal injury, duh.
Yeah.
Oh my god. It failed because of...
Really hit on the back of her head, sure?
Yeah, that's what the Monokuma file says. The arrows! Mukuro died because of the blow to the back of the head she suffered. What about the wounds all over the rest
of her body? They didn't have anything to do with it?
The Monokuma makes it clear that those weren't fresh wounds.
Oh yeah, good point. If they were old, I guess they don't really matter.
Okay, then we're safe in assuming the blow to the back of her head is what killed her. But then, what was the murder weapon? The Monokuma file says that she was hit with a blunt object about as thick as a metal pipe. Len?
Oh, I bet it was the pickaxe.
How is that even possible? If you hit someone with that, it would cave their skull in completely.
Well, maybe they held it the other way and hit her with the handle.
No way, the balance would be all off. You wouldn't be able to swing it with any kind of power. I wouldn't mind testing it on you if you want.
No thanks. I bet you just hit me with a metal end and call it an accident.
I'd love to scoop out that nasty brain of yours, throw it on the ground and spit on it.
I feel the same way. Looks like we're on the same page this time.
Seriously? We want to figure out what killed her, right? It just so happens we already know. We already know? I knew we could count on you, Master. So,
what was it?
Go ahead and tell them, Makoto. Surely you've deduced the real murder weapon. The real murder weapon. Mukuro was hit in the back of her head with something, and that's what killed her. And that something was the titanium arrow we found in the locker in the dojo.
An arrow? And what the culprit attacked Mukuro with?
Indeed, there's no doubt about it. Are you sure? That sounds kind of weird. Hey, how dare you backtalk, Master? You have no right. I'm not backtalking anything. I'm just saying that what I think. I don't blame Hina for doubting it, because there's one more thing about that weapon. One more secret. Bloody duct tape would block the titanium arrow. The titanium arrow was in the dojo locker, right? I have no doubts that it was the murder weapon. Are you sure?
I'm convinced. What's the problem?
Well, because in the Monokuma file, it said the weapon must have been as thick as a metal pipe, right? It seems like an arrow would be too thin. You're right, just the one arrow would have been too weak. That's why the killer used another weapon. Another weapon? Inside the dojo locker, we also found a balled up wad of duct tape. The killer probably used this duct tape to bind multiple arrows together. Binding them together using the duct tape would easily create a single weapon as thick as a pipe. That's exactly what the killer did. It's similar to Aseot's fable about the bundle of sticks. When stick is weak, put them together and they become strong. It's meant to teach cooperation.
Damn, that's harsh.
How is it harsh? Were you even listening? Anyway, that explains the murder weapon. As for who the culprit is that stashed the weapon in the dojo locker, it was you, Kyoko. I've never been to the dojo. Oh no, you absolutely have. How can you say that with such confidence? Because we have proof, of course. Don't we, Makoto? Oh, What's the matter? Surely you don't intend to protect the murderer. You know what will happen if you do, don't you? If you cover up for the culprit, there's only one thing that can lead to the death of us all, remember? Of course I remember. Then show us. Show everyone the evidence that proves Kyoko went to the dojo. I have evidence? Evidence that Kyoko went to the dojo. It must be connected to the dojo locker. The one thing that proves Kyoko was in the dojo is right here, the key to the dojo locker. And how does that prove anything? Because I found it in your room. It was in my room? Don't bother trying to play dumb. That key is just the final piece of the puzzle. Your non-existent alibi, your clear motive, your attempts to frame Makoto for the crime. This all proves that you are the true culprit. You can't explain this away, so just give up. Hold on a second. Not this again. You really are dead set on defending her, aren't you? No, it's not that I want to defend her. It's just... There's one more thing I need to ask her. Kyoko, I want you to tell me something. Last night, you were in my room, weren't you? Why? What were you doing there? That's what I need to know. I was just protecting you. What? She was protecting me? Then does that mean she knew I was being attacked? And she came to my rescue? Could that be when... Which would mean that Kyoko, she killed someone for me? That's enough. The time for idle chatter is over. The verdict is close at hand. Wait, I'm warning you, don't make this mistake. I'm not the killer. I knew you were stubborn, but this is just getting ridiculous. Really? But you should know better than anyone. I didn't do it. Can you tell me I'm wrong? I should know? What? Byaku should know better than anyone. What does that mean? Because he had the key. He had the key to her room, so it's not like she could have gone to the locker with the key that was found in her room. Those words you just spoke. What do you mean? Exactly what I said. I'm not the killer. I need to absorb something here. You should understand that more than anyone here.
Byaku, what are you hiding?
Master, would you never hide something from me? There's proof that you aren't the culprit? Is that what you're saying? You stated a theory earlier. You said I hid the evidence of my crime in the dojo locker and then left. Oh, that's it. The locker key in my room, correct? But could I really have done that? Okay, now I just use this on what there's proof part. Wait, Kyoko gave her room key to Byakuya, right? Which would mean... I really don't remember how this ends. Like, I don't know. We're just going in circles, to be honest. If I'm right, Kyoko wouldn't have been able to get into her room. Huh? Why not? Because she had given her room key to Byakuya. I see, so that's what you meant. And if I had the key to your room, then obviously I had no way of getting in. Without my room key, I couldn't have possibly put the locker key in there myself. Am I wrong? It would appear not. Then you're finally starting to understand. No, that's not actually true. There was a clear contradiction in what Kyoko just told us. An obvious lie. But this just isn't like her. Try and save herself with such a desperate lie? Does she really feel that threatened? Because she's the killer? Or is it something else? Or is there some deeper meaning hidden in what Kyoko said earlier? If you vote for me and I die here, the mystery of this school will stay hidden forever. Which is why I can't let that happen. This is a trap the mastermind has laid for us. The mastermind's trap. The mastermind is trying to trap Kyoko. But what if it's not? What if that's not really true? What can I do? What should I do? Should I? The mastermind's trap. The victim was Mukuro and Kyoko killed her? What does Kyoko really know? What am I supposed to do? Kyoko's lie. I'm the only one who knows it's a lie. I'm the only one who can expose it. But who can I trust? What am I supposed to do? The mastermind's trap. If you spend all your time trying to avoid danger, you'll never move forward. We know the danger, but if that risk means solving the mystery, we have no choice. Am I wrong? What do I do? I have to decide right here and now whether or not to expose Kyoko's lie. Run away. So, do we expose the lie or trust her?
Good question.
I'm asking you. You can make the decision. Pursue or trust her? Do you think Kyoko is trustworthy? I do kind of want to see what would happen if I picked right away, but I don't have a save slot. I would have to go through the trial again. I've made my decision. I have to believe in Kyoko. There's no way she would kill someone. There has to be some secret here. Something that has to do with the mastermind's trap that Kyoko mentioned. Well, does no one have a rebuttal if you decide to accept her assertion as fact? I see, so you still refuse to accept it. I suppose we have to admit that Kyoko didn't put the locker key in her room, that it was someone else. But who could it have been?
I mean, Byakuya had her room key, right?
What are you trying to imply? But of course, I have an alibi. From nighttime on, I was with you guys the entire time. I couldn't have possibly killed anyone, or put the key in Kyoko's room.
Well, someone had to put the key in there.
There's only one other possibility I can think of. Someone could have had the key on them. Then once they arrived at the scene, pretended to find it there. What? It had to be Makoto, right? I don't see any other option. Wait a second, you've got it all wrong. Let's think about it one more time. There's got to be a hidden side to this case.
Huh? A hidden side?
First of all, there's something off about this entire trial. You all see it, don't you? Mukuro, who we didn't even know existed, suddenly shows up dead. And then we're thrown into a trial. And Kyoko even said it's a trap that Mastermind set for us. So that's why this has to be... Okay, time's up. Huh? Time's up. Last trial's all over. Everyone can stop talking now. What? Time's up? What do you mean time's up? There's no time's up. Since when have we? It's because you were late, so we had to push back the start time. So then, it's time for voting. It's time for voting time, okay? Everyone please vote using the lever in front of you. Voting time?
Alright, so...
Now you see what I meant by this is a total shit show?
Yeah.
We just spent like an hour and a half going nowhere, basically.
Yeah.
Or
was it
however
the right
long.
thing to not pursue her, or...?
I mean, well, I can tell you that if you do pursue the lie, it's an instant game over.
Alright, then I chose correctly. Good.
And run away is also an instant game over.
Yeah, that one was obvious.
Now, who will be chosen as the Blackened? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one? Hey, hold on. What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be? What do you think it's gonna be? Hmm?
Ah, Makoto.
What? You think I'm the killer?
Sorry, man.
Yeah. Sorry. It's all your fault. Everyone, you're wrong. You've got it all wrong. I didn't do it. Good job, everyone. Good job? Yeah, they got it right. No, I know that's not true. None of this makes any sense. This whole trial doesn't make sense. It makes perfect sense! It's the same as always. It's just like all the other class trials, and I'm gonna end it the same way. It's time for your heart-pounding, positively thrilling punishment. Wait, why do I... Kyoko! I don't expect you to forgive me. I know this is all my fault. Kyoko? Let's give it everything we got! It's punishment time! Wait, time to remove the UI. Because our game is about to end.
Huh?
I mean, you should have seen it. We were reaching the climax.
I mean, I guess, yeah, still.
Makoto dies, he's the main character, so after that... Look, I love how average his thing is. It's just like in school. Because he's an average student. After school lesson. And now the meme you sent me like at the beginning of the week, right?
Yeah.
The Remember this meme that you sent me?
Yeah, I remember. Well, at least it's a quick death. Huh? Chihiro?
Alter ego.
Well, I'd call that a plot twist.
Remember what was the last thing they did to Alter Ego? Before he got found out? Oh, wait, UI? What's this? What's going on? Hey, was that?
Yeah, it had to be.
Alter Ego. Alter Ego? Is this some stupid virus from that stupid guy? He must have planted it when he invaded my network. Damn it all to hell. I don't believe this. It seems you finally made a miscalculation. No, you miscalculated from the very beginning. What was that? What I'm saying is, you shouldn't have underestimated us. Huh. Why are you talking like you've already won? I barely felt a thing. It was a pinch, an itch. The stupid virus is gone now. Got it? And so is Makoto. Maybe I didn't get to smash him flat, but you're never gonna see him again. To waste away in a garbage-strewn pit, in a way, that's an even better special punishment. But it's still not enough. I'm still not satisfied. I'm still gonna bring despair to the rest of you. Bring despair to the entire world.
Is he gone?
Hey, Kyoko, what's the meaning of all this? Just what the hell is going on? It's okay. We're not the ones being trapped this time. Huh? No, it's the masterminds that's ensnared. What are you talking about? You'll understand soon enough. Very soon indeed. The massive high school towers over all the other buildings in this bustling urban area. It's like the school stands at the center of the entire world. Hope's Peak Academy. It brings in the top students from every field imaginable. A government-funded school of privilege. They say that if you come here and manage to graduate, you'll be set for life. With hundreds of years of tradition, it sends the cream of the crop into the workforce every year. It was built to raise hope in the nation's future. Which makes Hope's Peak a pretty fitting name. There are two things you need to attend this school. 1, you have to already be attending high school. 2, you have to be the very best at what you do. No ordinary student could enroll here. The only way in is if you're scouted by the school itself. And standing there at the gate of the ultimate school filled with the ultimate students... By the way, Lynn, I don't know if you watched, but this is what happens in the prologue. We're basically getting the start of the game again.
Nice.
Was me. What? Where am I? I woke up with my head resting on top of a hard wooden desk. My body felt heavy. It wouldn't be weird for me to zonk off in the middle of some boring class or whatever, but... What was I doing asleep here just now? It wasn't any classroom I'd ever been in before. What the heck is going on? Finally. I could finally feel my mind and body start to come back together again. And then, I was awake. Or was this just another dream? A dream inside a hopeless nightmare? No, this isn't a dream. I could tell because the stench invading my nostrils was too powerful for a dream. What an awful smell. I was in a vast dark cavern with the barest hint of light seeping in. Trash was piled high all across the area. This must be some kind of underground garbage pit. A heck of a situation to find myself in. But that was just the beginning of my problems. Was I going to be stuck in there until I wasted away and died? No, I can't let that happen. Not after what my good friend went through to save me. I remember all too well what had happened. Alter Ego saved me, and he used up the last bit of his strength to do it. So I can't give up now. For myself and for my friend. And with that, my pursuit of survival began. First up was to start to find a way, start looking for a way out of here. Okay, so you didn't see it, but in the prologue, we actually see Monokuma shoot this. He puts someone in this, and then kills someone inside of a rocket. That's a rocket. And a tank? I'd better not think too much about what I'm seeing down here. This is a desk. It's probably the one that fell down here with me. Is that an airplane? How'd something like that wind up in the school's garbage pit? Rattle, rattle. It's locked. Rattle, rattle. No matter how many times I pushed or pulled or kicked at it, it didn't budge. Getting out of here isn't gonna be that easy. Well, if I'm not getting out of here anytime soon, I decided to look around for some food. There's plenty of food here, but it's all rotten. But that was pointless too. Next, I searched for some water. How can I be sure which liquids I can drink and which ones are an all-around bad idea? Again, pointless. I feel like I'm blocked in on all sides. But that's still not enough to give up. Because I'm still alive. As long as I'm alive, I'll never give up. After making that proud declaration, the next thing I decided to do was go to sleep. My sleep was deep and uninterrupted. That was my only way to preserve what little strength I had left, after not being able to eat or drink. I can't be sure, but I think at least a full day had to pass. And all I did was sleep and sleep. It was like I was waiting for some kind of sign to come falling out of the sky. However, what fell from the sky wasn't a sign. Not exactly. Ka-crunch! What the? The strange sound pierced my silent isolation, jarring me awake. As I watched the pile of garbage jostled and formed an odd shape. Did something fall down here? Something fell from up above. What could it have been? Did a giant piece of trash just fall down here? I carefully stretched my hand out toward whatever it was that had tumbled down here with me. A giant piece of trash? A giant piece of trash? Rude. Before she even emerged from the pile, I knew who it was. This place smells awful. Kyoko? You look like you're doing better than I expected. What are you doing here? Isn't it obvious? I'm here to help you. I'm glad to hear that, Kyoko. You've got a bit of garbage on your hair. She gave her head a quick, sharp shake to get rid of the trash, then faced me again. First, I have something for you. Go ahead and eat it. We can talk once you're finished. Thank you. I snatched the bread and water that she was holding out for me. Within seconds, it was in my mouth and making its way towards my stomach. Oh, that really hit the spot. I've got all the energy I need to keep going. So you still haven't given up, then? Of course not. After all, the fact that I can keep going forward is about all I'm good at. Well, that's not such a bad thing to be good at. But Kyoko, why'd you come to rescue me? To pay a debt. Or, no, to atone. Atone? During the trial, even though you knew I was lying, you didn't say anything. So you knew that I knew. But even though I knew, I did nothing to help you. I abandoned you. Don't say that, you didn't abandon me. No, that's exactly what I did. I abandoned you in order to save my own life. You were trying to save me, and I couldn't bring myself to do the same for you. But listen, not that I'm trying to make excuses, but there was a reason that I had to survive no matter the cost. Why did you have to survive? I'll tell you. I'll tell you everything. The reason I have to survive is that so I can do what I came to this school to do. What? I made up my mind to come to a Hope Speak Academy for one very important reason. So you have some reason to come into Hope Speak? That's right. At least I did. Once. Once? Until recently, I had forgotten what it was. You forgot, but that's... I had no memory of what my purpose was. No memory? That's impossible. Amnesia? Then, is it really true? You lost your memory? Do you remember, Makoto? Do you remember the first thing that happened to each of us as soon as we arrived at this school? The first thing? You're talking about when we fainted, right? I fainted, and when I woke up, I was trapped here. I fainted too, and when I woke up, I noticed a strange feeling of separation within myself. A disconnect. Thinking back on it, at that point my memory was gone. At that time, I had forgotten. I couldn't remember why I'd come to this school, and I couldn't remember what my ultimate ability was. But what would make you forget all that? Strange, isn't it? It's hard to imagine it happened by chance. It seems too much convenient. Are you saying you think you lost your memory because... I don't think. I'm positive it was the work of the mastermind. They stole my memory. But Why would they want to do that? There's only one reason I can come up with. Because of my purpose and my ability, somehow they would interfere with the Mastermind's plans. So the Mastermind just stole them from you? And it could also mean somehow my memories may be connected to the mystery of the school and the Mastermind. Which is why I have to get him back. That's why I've been investigating things by myself this whole time. But if what you say is true, why didn't you ask the rest of us for help? If I did that, and we all had worked together as one, the Mastermind would have noticed right away. Plus, there's always the chance that the Mastermind is actually one of us. What? Well, don't make too big of a deal of it. It's just a possibility. But since it is a possibility, we can't ignore it, right? The Mastermind, one of us. If she believed that, then of course she couldn't trust anyone around her. In which case, it only makes sense that she would look into her missing memory by herself. That being said, there was a limit to what I could do by myself, which is why I asked you to help me. But why me? Because among everyone, you are least likely to be the Mastermind. That was just intuition, but I see. Your intuition was right though. There's no way an ordinary kid like me could be the Mastermind. I understand. I should understand everything. My goal isn't to get out of here. It's to stay here. Just like the dream I had before, but why did that just happen? Are you okay? Oh, yeah, it's nothing. It is nothing, right? Even now, I still trust you, you know? Just, I'm not used to relying on others. I know I never asked you for help the right way, so I understand if you're not convinced. Honestly, I was convinced. I think that's just her personality. You said you had a reason for doing so that turned out. Were you able to remember anything? I think there's still a lot I don't remember. But at the very least, I was finally able to recall my purpose and my ability. You mentioned your ability. My ability, what everyone should have known me for. I'm the ultimate detective. The ultimate detective? And the reason I came to Hope Speak Academy, there was someone I had to find here in the school. You had to find someone? Who? Well, it was the headmaster of Hope Speak Academy. The headmaster? Why did you want to find the headmaster? Because he's my father. What? I was separated from him as a child. As it turns out, he became the headmaster of Hope Speak Academy. Kyoko's dad is Hope Speak's headmaster? Then that explains when Alter Ego told us how he thought the headmaster was involved. Uh-oh, controller went out of battery.
Damn.
Hey, I mean, it went on for a pretty long time.
Yeah, that's true.
Also, I was expecting this to happen, so I already had batteries charged anyway.
Nice. Also, can you just say that I kinda expected it?
Expected her to what? To be the ultimate detective?
Oh, to be related to the headmaster.
Oh, no, not really. When Alter Ego told us how he thought the headmaster was involved. I'll find a way. Huh? No matter what it takes, I'll find the headmaster. No matter the cost. Kyoko, what's going on? My memory hadn't come back at that point, but when he said that, I felt strange. It makes perfect sense now, of course, since my whole purpose for coming here was to find him. That makes sense. But listen, Makoto. I want to make this perfectly clear so that there's no misunderstanding. I said the headmaster wasn't the mastermind, but I didn't say that to protect him. I only said what I felt based on what I'd seen when I snuck into the headmaster's room. Then, what did you see in there? The room had been ransacked. The shelves were a mess, the desk drawers dumped on the floor. The only conclusion is that someone who didn't know where anything was had been in there. You mean the mastermind, right? That was my assumption, yes. And to confirm my suspicion, I decided to investigate the second floor of the dorms using the key I'd found. But why there? Because I also found this in the headmaster's room. This is some kind of map. It's a layout of the entirety of Hope's Peak Academy. I found it in the headmaster's room, along with Mukuro's profile and that key. The map showed that the second floor was home to a number of rooms meant for faculty use. Some of the staff must have had to stay overnight from time to time. And I figured the headmaster would have some kind of private room there. I assumed that if that were true, that room would likely hold more clues, so I went to check. And that's when I finally remembered. I remembered that my purpose was to find the owner of that room. So we went there to see if the headmaster really did have a private room there. But once I got there, I noticed that the second floor of the dorms didn't have any cameras or monitors. So, what was it like, that part of the school? I mean, it's hard to describe. All I can say is, the moment I saw it, I realized whatever's going on in this school is more horrific than we ever imagined. What do you mean? I can't explain it. You need to see it for yourself, and I'm sure you'll get your chance soon enough. Sounds like it must be important, and really ominous. Of course, once I got to the second floor of the dorms, there was no cameras and no monitors, which is why I had no idea what was going on in the rest of the building. It had to do with Mukuro Ikuzawa, doesn't it? Just to be perfectly clear, I didn't kill her. And I know it wasn't you either. I know you're right, but that just means everyone but you and me had an alibi, so then who did kill her? What I can say for sure is that the mastermind is directly involved. To begin with, the point of the class trial of Mukuro Ikuzawa was to get me killed. Get you killed? I stole the key and disappeared, and in retaliation they wanted to draw me out and eliminate me. That was the point of the class trial. It was? The mastermind knew they couldn't interfere directly. You mean because of the school regulations? Exactly. With minimal restrictions, you are free to explore Hope's Peak Academy at your discretion. The mastermind is adamant about following the rules, and with that rule in place, they couldn't step in. Since they couldn't kill me themselves, they tried to use the class trial to do it. The mastermind couldn't step in because of the rules. That makes it sound like the mastermind themselves is bound to the school regulations. There's one other thing I would like to point out about the murder of Mukuro Ikuzawa. What's that? There was a point where Mukuro may not have become the victim. It could have been you, Mukuro. I could have become the victim? You know what I'm talking about, right? You mean during the night? I can hear them, you know? The footsteps of the god of death. What? What? I can hear the god of death as he moves. The ability naturally draws me into cases just like this. Which is exactly what happened with you. I was in the dorms, and I had a sudden sense of dread. I looked down the stairwell, and I saw a white shadow across the corridor. I gave chase right away as I followed it. I saw that shadow going through your room. I ran into your room, and I saw what was happening. I intervened immediately, of course. That wasn't the end of things, of course. I stopped them, but that led to whoever the mass assailant was. They ended up dead. And their murder was disguised, and the dojo key wound up in my room. And it all has to be with the work of the mastermind, in an attempt to use the class trial to eliminate me. So all this would mean that whoever killed Mukuro is also the mastermind, right? I don't have conclusive evidence, but that's what I think. But that's really bad if true. It means the mastermind can kill whoever they want if they feel like it. Wait, but doesn't that create another contradiction? The mastermind wanted us to use the class trial to try and kill you because they couldn't interfere, right? You're right. That is a contradiction. And it's not just Mukuro. They needed the class trial to kill me, but seemed ready to kill you in your room. Everything they did is a contradiction. So, what does it all mean? It means that the mastermind is the one who's been cornered. Huh? Just a little more. A little more and I should be able to figure out the mastermind's identity. The identity of the other ultimate despair. The other ultimate despair? There's no doubt that Mokuro was the ultimate despair, and that she's dead. But I don't think the ultimate despair is just one person. It's not? If you think about it, the ultimate despair seems to implicate whoever caused that event. If you're talking about what happened a year ago, the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. The tragedy, who's ever responsible for that dirty ultimate despair? That despicable group whose only purpose and motivation comes from despair. And they're, make no mistake, they're the root of all evil that has forced us to go through this. That is the ultimate despair. And that is our real enemy. Chapter 5, 100-mile dash, pain of a junk food junkie, the end. Surviving students, 6.
Honestly, the junk food junkie, I thought it would go really about Hina.
Yep.
The titles are confusing.